Good evening, everyone, from Vancleave, Mississippi. It's the NFHS Network presentation of Mississippi High School baseball playoff action. In the classification of 4A, the Sumrall Bobcats on the road against the Vancleave Bulldogs, Game 2 of best of 3-game series that Sumrall leads 1-0. I'm Kelly Sander along with producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson. Glad to have you with another perfect night for baseball, this time in Jackson County. Max Miller, the left-handed starter on the mound for Vancleave tonight. Miller comes into the game with a win-loss record of 2 wins and 1 loss with a 1.0 earned run average. He has pitched 28 innings. He has given up 14 hits. He has walked 8 and struck out 54. And again, he's a left-handed pitcher, and he will face the Sumrall batting order that goes like this. Hayden Barrett leads it off and plays left field. It'll be followed by Hayes Rayner in center. In the 3-hole is Marshall Phillips, the shortstop. Hayden Norrid pitching tonight. I think a lot of people were a little bit surprised that Norrid on the hill tonight instead of Andrew Knight, but Norrid is there batting 4th. He'll be followed by one of the heroes of last night's game, Cade Dito, batting 5th. The second baseman, Ty Little, bats 6th. And then the Sumrall batting order is rounded out by Levi Odom at 3rd. Walker Long again gets the designated hitter assignment. And Ryan Little behind the plate tonight for the Sumrall Bobcats. The Bobcats win this game tonight. They move on to the next round. The winner of this series will take on the winner of North Pike and Newton County. And North Pike won the first game in that series already. So Newton County's back against the wall. Newton County in Decatur. His first pitch is outside and high, ball 1. North Pike is in Summit. So Summit, a little bit closer drive than Decatur. But the Bobcats wouldn't care who it is. They can get out of here tonight. The Vancleave student body, a lot of them out along the left field fence, and they have already made their presence known, really giving the business to the Sumrall Bobcats as they were warming up. There's a strike on the outside corner to Barrett. 1-1. Barrett now hitting .360 with 1 homer and 30 runs batted in. Miller's next pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually. 1-2 to Barrett. No wind at all to speak of. This field is almost the same size as Sumrall's. It's a little bit deeper in right field. 320 down the lines. 370 to dead center. There's a pitch that missed low. 2-2 now. In Sumrall, it's 320 down the left line, just like here. But here, it's 320 down the right field line. In Sumrall, it's 305. 2-2 pitch, high and away, 3-2. Barrett among the team leaders in walks and hit batsmen for sure. He has a tremendous on-base percentage. Here's the payoff pitch from Miller. Low, ball 4. And Barrett is aboard with a leadoff walk. So here's Rayner now. Rayner hitting .308 with no homers and 12 runs batted in. Lefty versus lefty this matchup. As we mentioned, the playoffs brings out all the stars, even the former Sumrall stars like Brandon Pennington. Penny right below us here now on the staff at Pearl River Community College. Out looking at some talent. First pitch outside to Rayner. He'll be followed by Phillips. Game just underway here. Perfect night in Vancleave. Right down the 57 highway. You travel 98 like you're going to Mobile, and not far on the other side of New Augusta. You hit that 57 turn and take it straight south. About 20 miles north of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. 1-0 pitch. Bunt is shown. The pitch is called low, 2-0. Bunt is Jansen White. The 2-0 pitch. There's the bunt. It's a perfect bunt. The only play is at first. And so the sacrifice bunt works for Rayner and puts Barrett in scoring position with 1 out.
Now batting, Phillips.
Andy Davis has implemented the bunt a lot this year, and for the most part, it's been a very effective weapon for this Sumrall team. Here's Phillips hitting .384 with 2 homers and 38 runs batted in. Again, no wind. Well, the wind earlier tonight was blowing straight out towards center field. The first pitch from Phillips is outside ball 1. And this configuration here at Vancleave, home plate faces southeast. So the wind out of the northwest, you see Old Glory there, will aid a fly ball out that direction. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Phillips went up the ladder and tried to hit the fastball and missed it. The ball, a strike and an out here. The Bobcats batting in the top of the first. Game 3, if necessary, would be tomorrow night in Sumrall. The only team that Sumrall would not have home field advantage against would be Stone County. But they would only meet at South State. That's too high, 2-1. And the other side of that, we mentioned the winner of this series gets the winner of Newton County and North Pike. Northeast Jones and Purvis are playing. Northeast Jones leads that series 1-0. That pitch is outside, 3-1. And Stone County has an advantage in its series. 3-1 to Phillips here in the top of the first. Runner at second base is Barrett. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Again, Phillips going up to get it. Andy Davis kind of said from third base, don't help him. Pitch might have been up out of the zone. Max Miller on the hill tonight for the Bulldogs. Miller last night was the designated hitter. The payoff pitch. High and away, ball 4. That's another walk.
Now batting, number 12.
So runners on first and second, and here's Norrid now, who can help his own cause. Starting pitcher for Sumrall tonight comes in with a .379 average, no homers, and 28 runs batted in. We've talked about this Sumrall team only having 4 homers all year. And Carpenter for Vancleave has 12 all by himself. But that amazing pitching staff of Sumrall has, and we've got a balk called. So runners advance to second and third. So Miller called for the balk. First base is open now, and they'll bring the corners in to try to cut down Barrett at the plate should a sharply hit ground ball come to either corner. First pitch to Norrid is a strike at the belt buckle. A little bit bigger strike zone with Norrid in there at about 6'3". Norrid headed to Pearl River next year. One of his future coaches right down here below us getting a good look. Miller on the hill. Backs off of the pitching rubber. About 12 miles from here is another good baseball school, East Central. The Hornets play some pretty good baseball. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. Miller is missing outside and high, at least with this strike zone so far. 1-1. Barrett at third, Phillips at second. Neither is in a forced situation. So a sacrifice fly would work here. Again, that wind blowing out towards center. The 1-1. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Norrid, I don't think, was too surprised by that call. Was hoping he'd get it the other way. Cade Dito is on deck as Sumrall bats here in the top of the first. Max Miller gets the sign. Vancleave really pulling for a strikeout. And they got it. Norwood down on strikes. 2 away, so they'll back up to regular depth now, will the defense, and it'll be up to Dito to plate any runs here in the first inning. Dito comes into the game hitting .387 with no home runs and 14 runs batted in. Jeff Hager here tonight from WXXV TV. We saw WLOX down here to our left. Playoffs brings out all the media. All the stars come out at night. First pitch to Dito is a strike at the belt buckle. This would be a big inning for Vancleave to get out of. Both runners are aboard via the free pass and then advance to second and third on the balk by Miller. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Dito in the hole here, 0-2. You would think if Game 3 needed to be played, we told you it would be played tomorrow night, but then you certainly would think that Andrew Knight would be on the hill for Sumrall. The 0-2 pitch. That's a drive down the right field line, but it is foul. Down into the corner. It was dropping rapidly, but as it dropped, it was also kind of twisting that way. Barrett would be on the move on any type of hiccup by the catcher Carson Robb. The backstop a good ways off of home plate. So any runner from third should be able to get home pretty easily. The 0-2 pitch. High and away. Christy Martin has checked in tonight on our web line at 601-310-7077. She's watching on her computer in Folsom, Louisiana. The lights are on now here in Vancleave. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball on the inside part of the plate at the knees, and Dito down on strikes. So no runs, no hits, no errors, but 2 men left on for the Bobcats in the top of the first inning. We will keep it right here and go over the lineup for Vancleave for you. And coming into this contest, Sumrall with a 26-2 overall mark. Vancleave 21-7. Cade Carpenter will lead it off. He's the center fielder. The second man to face Norwood will be Drew Williamson. Christian Kell, the shortstop, bats third. He'll be followed by Jansen White, who's playing third tonight. Max Miller on the hill hitting for himself. He's in the 5-hole. Then Manny Seymour, their talented second baseman, bats sixth. Noah Nicholson, the starting pitcher of last night's game, he bats seventh, but he's playing first base tonight. Carson Robb, the catcher, bats eighth, and then the right fielder, Preston Robbins, bats ninth. So for Vancleave, it's Carpenter, Williamson, Kell, White, Miller, Seymour, Nicholson, Robb, and Robbins. The defense for Sumrall has Norwood on the hill. Ryan Little, his battery mate tonight. And then around the horn, it's Levi Odom at third, Marshall Phillips at short, Ty Little at second, and Andrew Knight at first base. Knight being hit for by Long, Walker Long for Sumrall. Then the outfield, left to right, is Barrett in left, Rayner in center, and Dito in right. That's been pretty standard Sumrall fare this year. Norwood finishing his warm-up tosses. We want to thank all of our sponsors for making the webcasts possible this year. Recommended Auto Collision Repair, our friends at Casey Long's Alpha Insurance Agency. Rainforest Car Wash, where every Tuesday is Ladies' Day. Java Mo's Coffee Shops. ComSouth Business Communications, the State Farm Insurance Agency of Stacy Clark, and Real South Hunting. So here's Cade Carpenter. Carpenter came into the series hitting a torrid .478 with 12 homers and 40 runs batted in. Now, last night, the Bobcats kept him in check. He did get a single to lead off the game. The home plate umpire has come back and said, told the students in left field not to be banging. It's an aluminum type of wall that is out there. And the umpire has asked that the students not be banging on that. First pitch is inside, nearly hit Carpenter. 1-0 as Vancleave bats in the bottom of the first inning, playing for their proverbial lives tonight. Sumrall leading the series 1-0. There's a strike from Norred. And again, not just his coach at Pearl River, but his pitching coach, indeed. Brandon Pennington, a Sumrall graduate, is actually here watching Norred tonight. Breaking ball, foul tip. For a 1-2 count now to the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by Drew Williamson. Norred kind of tilted off to one side on the pitching rubber. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that one is slapped away. And man, my car is right out about in that direction. That would be just my luck. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a little shot into the glove of Little at second base, who went up about 4 feet to make that grab.
Number 27, Drew Williamson.
Wow, he robbed him of perhaps a double because it had eyes for the gap right there. And Little made the catch. Great play by Ty Little at second. So here's Drew Williamson. Williamson hitting .416 with 3 homers and 25 runs batted in. First pitch to him is a strike right down the middle. Again, the winner of this series would face North Pike or Newton County. North Pike won that first game of that series, I believe 7-2. That breaking ball is away, 1-1. The Sumrall side all full, as you would expect the Vancleave side to be as well. On a Friday night in Jackson County. Norred gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped it up. Moonshot toward the right side of the infield. Little is there. Phillips coming all the way over from shortstop. And a throw to cover the bag. Nobody was there at second. Marshall Phillips was way over from the shortstop position when that was Little's ball all the way. So that's poor communication there, and that allows a Bulldog runner to be at second base. And I would think they would have to give an error to somebody on that play. The error is on the board. But Phillips was way over from the shortstop position when Little looked like he had it all the way. So here's Kell. First pitch to Christian Kell is low, ball 1. Kell hitting .326 with 2 homers and 22 runs batted in. Vancleave batting in the bottom of the first inning. No score here in game 2. Bulldogs wearing their Sunday whites, as we used to call them. Bobcats in their road grays. Kell hitting third in the order. Played shortstop last night for the Bulldogs. A 1-0 pitch inside, 2-0. With the cleanup hitter, Jansen White on deck. Norhead checks the runner. Now comes to the plate with a 2-0 pitch, and that one is tapped foul. 2-1 the count. You know that Sumrall has a very deep pitching staff. So again, should it go game 3, Knight you'd think would go. Vancleave not as deep. But I haven't seen many high school teams lately that have been that deep. 2-1 pitch. Here's a slow roller to short. Phillips gobbles it up. Throws to first for the out. The runner advances to third on the play. And there's 2 away.
Number 22, Jansen White.
So 2 away. And here's White now, who steps in hitting .309 with 4 homers and 27 runs batted in. Boy, for all those games in late February when it's about 20 degrees outside with the wind blowing and things like that, you live for nights like tonight. It is just perfect, temperature-wise and everything. First pitch, breaking ball strike. White, the cleanup man. Righty versus righty, the matchup here. Williamson will be going on contact, obviously, with 2 away. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. To White, obviously home run power with 4 of them. 27 runs batted in. Norhead can now make the hitter try to hit his pitch. Breaking ball away. Ball keeps in front of Little, though. And that's really important because had it gotten behind him, then Williamson would have been streaking toward the plate. 2 outs, runner on third here in the bottom of the first. The Vancleave Bulldogs and the Sumrall Bobcats. The 1-2 pitch. Outside and high. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in game 2. A heartbreaking loss last night for Vancleave. The Bulldogs trying to avenge that here tonight. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one is chopped foul wide of third. Home plate umpire showing a little curveball ability, throwing that out to Norhead. Boy, they play. The Bobcat defense has Jansen White played way over to the right side. There's all kinds of room in center and left center. 2-2 pitch, that hit him. So Norhead had 2 strikes on him. And here's Miller now to try to help his cause as a pitcher. Runners at the corners now and 2 outs. His walk-up music, Stacy's mom's got a gun. She's been carrying that thing for a long time. First pitch from Norhead. Swing and a miss. Miller hitting .378 with no homers and 11 runs batted in. Well, you know last night that every run counts, and you never know. The 0-1 outside. 1-1 now. Norhead on the year with a win-loss record of 3-0 and an earned run average of 3.05. He has pitched 18 in the third innings. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside 2-1. He has pitched 18 innings. He has given up 13 hits. He has walked 9 and struck out 25. Not quite a 3-1 walk to strikeout ratio that you'd like to have, but right there on the cusp. 2-1 the count here to Miller. The pitch. Check swing. Little slow roller toward third. This is trouble. Norhead fields it. No play. Vancleave leads it 1-0. That's an infield hit.
For the Bulldogs, number 1, Manny Seymour.
So Williamson scored on the play. Miller, a check swing single, but it counts all the same. And he's given an RBI. White advances to second.
Courtesy runner for your pitcher, number 10, Dayon Bilbo.
So Bilbo at first running for the pitcher Miller, and here's the talented second baseman Manny Seymour. Seymour hitting .296 with no homers and 14 runs batted in. So like last night, the Bulldogs have jumped out into the lead. The sun field here is left. The sun over here to our right said the field faces southeast. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing, but umpire said he went around for strike 2. White at second. Bilbo at first with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. 0-2 pitch swung on, and that one's lifted foul again over by my car.
NFL ball brought to you by Bishop Insurance.
In retrospect, that probably was not a very good place to park. If I go out there with 2 dents tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Got a piece of it. Was able to keep it foul. So 0-2. And the runners have to go anyway on anything on the ground. But with 2 outs, they would be moving anyway. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, that gets away from Little. Both runners advance. So second and third with 2 outs. You know, you saw a sense of calm last night with the Sumrall team, even being down 6-1, and then having come back and winning it the way they did. The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Seymour strikes out. But the Bulldogs come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. So we go to the top of the second here in Vancleave tonight. It's the Bulldogs 1. The Bobcats nothing. You're watching the South Mississippi High School Baseball Playoffs on the NFHS Network, powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the top of the second inning. Sumrall trailing Vancleave 1-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. It'll be Ty Little, Levi Odom, and Walker Long.
Now batting, number 28, Ty
So here's Little coming into this game, hitting .322 with no homers and 23 runs batted in. This switch hitter hitting from the right side with the left-handed pitcher Miller up there. First pitch, swing and a miss. Little, most would argue, hits with more power as a left-handed hitter, swing and a miss, than he does from the right side. But he has been one of the hotter hitters on the Sumrall team. Does get a piece of that one, and I'm pleased to report nowhere near where my car is parked. Jeremy, I'm telling you, there's going to be one in the windshield and one right in the middle of the top of the hood. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Now he'll run. And the throw to first to record the out. So Little is out. That's the third strikeout for Miller. And here's Levi Odom, the third baseman. Odom hitting .269 with a homer and 18 runs batted in. The game tomorrow would be a night game. Maybe an afternoon game. We'll keep you posted. There's a swing and a miss. It could be a 3 o'clock game. The 0-1 pitch to Odom. That's away. 1-1. Got to see Levi and all 4 of his brothers last night. In a game 1 celebration, 1-1 pitch is away again. 2 balls and a strike. And to confirm, Lou is the 5th one. So it's Luke, Levi, Leo, Lou, and Lanny. That's outside. 3-1. Vancleave, some time ago, Hayden Cox out of the Hattiesburg area coached the Vancleave Bulldogs. There's a strike. 3-2 now, as Odom may have been on the take there. The payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And that is the 3rd walk already issued by Miller. And here's Walker Long. Long hitting .450 with no homers and 6 runs batted in. Now, he hasn't had as many bats as a lot of other guys, but still .450 is always formidable. Sees the ball really well. And with the left-handed starter tonight, takes a swing and a miss there. Ryan Little on deck. He's hitting in the 9-hole. Sumrall batting in the top of the 2nd inning, trailing 1-0. Scheduled for 7 innings tonight. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 at the knees. Long thought that was a little bit low. We'll be keeping you up to date on Southern Miss tonight as well. They begin a 4-game series with Middle Tennessee at Pete Taylor Park this weekend. All those scores brought to you by Java Mose. The 0-2 pitch. Outside. 1-2. That had been a ball the rest of the night so far, and that one too was called outside. Again, with umpires, you just want the zone to be consistent. The 1-2 pitch from Miller. Outside, which is where he's been consistently missing. Bottom of the 3rd, Middle Tennessee and Southern Miss are scoreless. Game 1 of that 4-game set at Pete Taylor Park. Again, Java Mose, our scoreboard sponsor. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. So that front shoulder of his is just drifting a little. He's opening up just a hair, which is causing that left arm to drop down and throw just a bit sidearm, which is missing outside. The payoff pitch, the 3-2, swung on and Long fouled it into the netting. So he'll have to come with another one here to avoid walking back-to-back hitters. The 3-2 pitch again. Here it comes. Swung on, long again swinging. Developing into a pretty good at-bat here by Walker Long. Lefty versus righty, they play him to pull slightly. The wind has calmed just a bit now. Coach Andy Davis in the short sleeves down at third. Steve Cooley at first. Just a great embrace of excitement last night after a Game 1 win. 3-2 pitch was low, ball 4. Wow, and I'll tell you what, I got to call him the way I see him. I don't think that one missed by much.
Now batting number 13, Ryan Little.
So runners on first and second, and a baseball or something has escaped the fans out there in left field. A tennis ball, maybe some youngsters knocking it around down there, and it got onto the playing field. It's funny how there's never kids around until the ball is returned, and then they come out of the woodwork like roaches with the lights off. Here's Little now with runners on first and second and 1 out. Ty Little opened the at-bat with a strikeout and then consecutive walks to Odom and Long. And there's a check swing strike to Ryan Little. Little hitting .235 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. The 0-1, strike 2. Fastball on the corner. So far, when Miller has been in a situation where he has needed a strikeout, he has gotten one. When he needed to strike out Norrid in the first inning, he delivered. And with runners on first and second and just 1 out here in the top of the second, he needs another strikeout. We'll see what Ryan Little's got for him here. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball at the knees, right down the middle for strike 3. He got it. So 2 away.
Number 9,
And that's the 4th strikeout of the night already for Miller. And here's Tweeter Barrett, big pug, who walked his first time up. Barrett hitting .360 with a homer and 30 runs batted in. Runners will be moving on contact now. The first pitch to him is low, ball 1. Barrett has been especially efficient at the plate. He has been hard to get out. He does have a homer this year, but will single and double you to death. The umpire looks like got a mosquito in the eye or something. Of course, that would be a great excuse for the rest of the night. Just say, I've got a mosquito in my eye. I can't see. 1-0 the count to Barrett. Again, he walked his first time up, but then was stranded at third. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. In fact, the Bobcats have had 4 base runners. They've all been via the walk, but have not plated any. Just in the second inning. The 2-0 pitch. That one's there. There's a drive toward left field, and the left fielder lost it in the sun, and that ball goes all the way up against the fence. Walker Long is being waved around. Ball gets away from the shortstop. Barrett, with a 2-out double, gives the Bobcats the lead. And you have to feel sorry for Drew Williamson. He never saw that ball off the bat and knew immediately that he was in trouble. So the 2 walks that were issued wind up scoring. And here's Rayner now. With Barrett at second base and 2 outs. 1-0, the count to Rayner. The 1-0 to him. Too high. 2-0 now. We just talked about how tough of an out Barrett was. And he is just tough as nails. He'll fight you to the finish. The 2-0 pitch. Too high. 3-0. And Max Miller, a little flustered on the hill, it would seem. He's not accustomed to dishing up this many walks. 3-0 I've got. There's a strike. 3-1 to Rayner now, who put down a sacrifice bunt in his first at bat. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Sumrall has grabbed a 2-1 lead. The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the corner. And Miller not being fancy here. He's just trying to get the ball over the plate. Because he has walked 4. He's also struck out 3. The payoff pitch. Swung on and Rayner chops it foul. Wide of first base, looking for the heater there and got it. 3-man umpiring crew from the Gulf Coast. Miller doesn't like that baseball, so he sends it back. So again, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hayes Rayner. The payoff again. Swung on, there's a little floater into right field. Base hit. Barrett rounds third. He scores. Rayner with an RBI. 2-out single, and the Bobcats lead at 3-1. And a conversation at the mound. This one brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Stacy Clark in Prentice. Find out how you can stretch your premium dollars by combining your homeowners and automobile insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Thank you to Stacy Clark for her sponsorship. And again, at last report, Southern Miss and Middle Tennessee were tied at 0. That was in the 3rd inning. All of our scores brought to you by our friends at Java Mo's. You don't have to get out of your car for that fresh cup of joe. Just go to your drive-through at Java Mo's with their new location right across from Pearl River Community College on Highway 11 in Poplarville. So here's Phillips with Rayner at first. First pitch, snap throw back to second. Rayner back in time. Phillips wound up walking his first at bat after chasing a couple of pitches that were up out of the zone. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Phillips kind of pulling through the zone there. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Phillips came into the game hitting .384. 2 homers and 38 runs batted in, but he's looking for his first hit in this series. The 1-2. Missed low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now all the students that were out on the outfield wall have now come in here to the bleachers to our right. 2-2 pitch. Too high. Another throw to first base, and it gets into right field. Rayner advances to second easily. So he's there in scoring position now. Three balls and 2 strikes to Phillips. But now first base is open. The walks have hurt the Bulldogs. 2 of the 4 walks have scored for Sumrall. The 3-2 pitch to Phillips. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So Phillips goes down, but not until the Bobcats come up with 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here tonight in Vancleave, and it'll be hitters 7, 8, and 9 to take on Hayden Norrid. When we return from Vancleave, you're watching the South State High School baseball playoffs on the NFHS network, powered by Dandy Dan's. Kelly Sander with producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson as we head to the bottom of the second. 3-1 Sumrall leads. And if they win this game, it's on to the 3rd round of the playoffs against either Newton County or North Pike.
Noah Nicholson.
So here's Noah Nicholson, pitcher in last night's game, playing first base today, hitting .320 with a homer and 26 runs batted in. Norrid back on the hill, and his first pitch to him is swung on and driven foul out of play down the left field line. Those youngsters that were there playing cup ball a little bit earlier, they'll be happy to get after that one. Norrid gets the sign from Little and delivers. Swung on, and this one is fouled away. So 2 pitches and 2 foul balls straight behind us. Scheduled for 7 innings tonight. The 0-2, high and away. Tried to get Nicholson to chase. Again, just 2 left-handed hitters have been featured most of the year in this Vancleave lineup. There's a foul to stay alive. 1-2, the count to the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by the catcher, Carson Robb. Robb with 2 Bs. The 1-2 offering. Swung on, and that one is fouled out of play. Well, we've gone through about $30 worth of baseballs here in about four swings. Good at bat developing here for Nicholson. They play him to go the opposite way slightly. A balk is called on Norrid. He started to rock and then stopped and then started the rock again. Of course, with nobody on base, that goes as a ball when a balk is called. So 2-2, the count now officially to Nicholson leading off for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. Christy Martin has checked in. We're always glad to hear from you at 601-310-6000. 7-0, 7-7. The 2-2 pitch. Outside and low, 3-2. Wish that you were here in person, although I'm not really sure where you'd sit. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Too low. Ball 4, and Nicholson is on base.
Bringing to the plate the catcher, number 24.
So here's Carson Robb. Robb hitting .220 with 1 round tripper and 11 ribbies. Bobcats would love to see a sharply hit ground ball right at somebody. Catchers aren't usually the fastest guys on the team. He called that pitch low, 1-0. Preston Robbins in the on-deck circle. He's the right fielder for Vancleave. Norred checks the runner, and here's the 1-0. Too high. 2-0. Norred's got to be kind of an imposing figure, like say about 6'3", probably coming maybe. He's not finished yet. Coming down off of that hill, coming straight at you. That's got to be a little bit intimidating. The 2-0 pitch. There's one. And the umpire agrees. The times that Norred has fallen behind, he tends to settle down and not overthrow like he sometimes has a tendency to do. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. He walked the leadoff hitter Nicholson, and now he's a pitch away from potentially walking Carson Robb, the catcher. And these are hitters 7 and 8. 3-1 pitch. There's strike 2. So now we'll see if the Bulldogs put the runner at first in motion and test the throwing arm of Ryan Little. The 3-2 pitch, runner not going. Fastball, strike on the outside corner, and Robb is down on strikes.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 16, Preston Robbins.
So 1 away, and here's Preston Robbins. And not once did Robb swing the bat. Robbins hitting .191 with no homers and 6 runs batted in. Throw to first, and the runner back in time. Andrew Knight over there at first. You'd think if Norred were to get in trouble, you might potentially see Knight tonight, and if not, certainly tomorrow if Game 3 was necessary. First pitch swung on. Grounder to Phillips at short. Easy play to first base, and it's a 6-6-3 double play to retire the side. So for Vancleave in the bottom of the second inning, no runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've completed 2 in Vancleave tonight. It's Sumrall 3, Vancleave 1. You're watching the high school baseball playoffs on the NFHS network, powered by Dandy Dan's. So Sumrall comes to bat on the top of the third inning. It'll be Norred, Dito, and Little to the plate. Norred struck out swinging his first time. Came into the game hitting .379 with no homers and 28 runs batted in. First pitch is outside and high, ball one. So Max Miller still on the mound. That one is swung on and popped out of play over here to the right side.
That foul ball brought to you by Bishop Insurance.
The Berries, the Goolsbys, and Halen Sanford's mom, Carrie, are watching in Sumrall tonight on the back porch. Go Bobcats. That back porch, I wonder if they got the grill going. 2-1 to Norred now as we pick up the count. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second, swing and a miss. I got to see Halen Sanford not long ago. Apparently, although I saw Halen has not been seeing a barber. And hair getting a little shaggy. 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike down the middle. Norred is again out on strikes. And Kerry, he knows, because I saw him and I said, what's up with this, are we going back to the 70s or what's the deal here, Halen? But here he is, K. Dito now. He struck out looking his first at bat. First pitch is high and tight, ball one. Boy, Dito had him a smash last night, didn't he? That really ignited that comeback for Sumrall. Swung on, there's a shot into left field, another hit for Dito. So he has come to life in the postseason. And here's Ty Little.
Now batting number 28, Ty Little.
Boy, Ty Little has just been mashing lately. I mean, he's been hitting the ball hard. He hasn't been getting on base every time, almost every time, but he's been hitting it, seeing the ball really well and hitting it hard. That's all you ever want. First pitch to him. Swung on, there's a drive down the left field line, but foul. Boy, he jumped on it. It shows you don't have to be big to be good in baseball. He's just strong and made good contact on it. Nothing in one. It's just a long, loud strike. Sumrall batting here in the top of the third with a 3-1 lead. The 0-1 pitch to him. Swung on. This is popped up. Should be playable over here by the fence. First baseman over and cannot make the catch. Boy, somebody wants to give you an out with a pop-up. Those you got to make. Sumrall missed an opportunity earlier when Phillips and Little miscommunicated over at second. And there's a out that is given back to Sumrall now. So we'll see if Little can take advantage of it. The 0-2 pitch. That's low. 1-2 to Ty Little. He came in hitting .332 with no homers and 23 runs batted in. Boy, really good run distribution in this Sumrall lineup. Barrett with 30 RBIs, Rayner with 12, Phillips with 38, Norred with 28. Swung on down the right field line, and this one will get out of play. Norred with 28, Dito with 14, Little with 23, Odom with 18. So, I mean, really good run distribution for Sumrall. Somebody each night seems to be a hero. Never the same guy. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. And it was a beautiful breaking ball. That's the best pitch he's thrown tonight. Miller had him reading fastball, and it tailed down and in at the very last minute. A little down on strikes. There's two away. 7 strikeouts.
Number 4, Levi Odom. Let's hear them cowbells, Bulldog fans.
Odom up there with a walk and a run scored. Kate Dito in safely at first base. I don't think it was as close as a lot of fans thought it was, but Odom. So time is called over there. Dito wanting to. Here's Odom. He walked and scored, as we mentioned. He's ready to get back to work. Still hasn't seen a pitch in this at bat. There it is, swing and a miss. So Miller, though he has struck out 7, he has walked 4. That's not even a 2-to-1 ratio. Throw again over to first. Dito much closer to the bag this time. They're not grilling. The group that just texted in, they're not grilling. Runner going, strike 2, and the ball gets away. Dito was on the move, so he gets second base easily. And I think I'm in trouble, Jeremy, because his mama Carrie cuts his hair. Well, maybe Carrie hasn't seen him in a while. I don't know. Anyway, the Bobcats have a man in scoring position with 2 outs. That's Dito down there. And again, the wide receiver on the football team can run pretty well. So if Odom can find a hole somewhere here, the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and there it is. There's a gap in left center field. That ball's down. This will score another run. Odom rounds first. He's on his way to second base. The throw is off the mark. It's a 2-out double, and Sumrall has extended the lead. Got a fastball right down the heart. And almost on cue, he puts it right into the gap in left center. So here's Walker Long now, who walked and scored his first time at bat. 4-1 Sumrall here now in the top of the third. So this team that I had said was not a great hitting team. Again, they didn't have to be when you have the pitchers that they've got. First pitch to Long. Apparently trying to make a monkey out of me, which is fine because their bats have really come to life here in the postseason. 1-0 to Long. Odom will be moving with 2 outs. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. That was good effort, though, by Long. Good level swing through the zone. He just missed it. Walker Long has a really pretty swing. Normally, you look at left-handed hitters and go, man, that is a really pretty swing. But Walker Long has a really nice stroke for a right-hander. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now. Sumrall got 3 in the second, 1 more here in the third. The lone Bulldog run was plated in the first inning. The 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. Should Long reach, then Ryan Little would come up to bat. Beautiful night here in Jackson County. Not far from George County, just right up Highway 57. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Down he goes, but the Bobcats come up with a run. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the third here in Vancleave, and it's the Bobcats 4 and the Bulldogs 1. High school baseball playoffs on the NFHS network, powered by Dandy Dan's. Title sponsor for Sumrall Bobcat Baseball is Dandy Dan's. Don't forget, with their 2 locations in Bellevue and Sumrall, they're open early every morning with a wide variety of fresh coffees for you to enjoy in the morning and different types of fuel to keep however many wheels you've got to keep going on the move. That's Dandy Dan's in Sumrall and Bellevue, proud to support Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Cade Carpenter leads it off here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting, number 11, Cade Carpenter.
Carpenter lined out to Little his first time up. And I mean, Little went way up, went about 4 feet up in the air to pull it down. So he robbed Carpenter of a double probably. Back at the top of the order is what Norred faces, and the first pitch is a breaking ball. Foul over here by the Sumrall dugout to our left. This is an all natural grass field, beautifully cut. From that golf green type of grass that you could putt on practically. Here's the 0-1. Kind of pool cued that one off the end and hit the other dugout with that one. So he's got both dugouts covered now. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch from Norred. Got a piece of it and put it into the screen. Game 3, should it be necessary, would be tomorrow in Sumrall. Maybe 3, maybe a 3 o'clock start, maybe a 6 o'clock start. The coaches would have to kind of talk that one out. The Bobcats are hoping there is no Game 3. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And again, sweeps at it and fouls it to the left side. So Carpenter making Norred throw some extra pitches. The only Sunfield left, it's still left. There's not a whole lot that Hayden Norred has to deal with, but he's got his right hand over his eyes even as we speak. Here in the bottom of the third inning. 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Sumrall. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs made 3 costly ones last night. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was out. And they tried to throw it around the horn, and Odom got a little bit of the sun and missed it. So though it doesn't look necessarily like Odom is looking into the sun, he must be, because that ball came at him and he never reacted. Here's Williamson, who walked and scored the only Bulldogs run. First pitch to him. Fastball shot down the line, but foul, wide of third. So they're seeing Norred pretty well. Norred does have a strikeout in each inning. He struck out Seymour in the first, Robb in the second, and now Carpenter here in the third. But that's his ledger so far tonight. The 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball missed high. He has walked 2 batters, Williamson in the first and Nicholson in the second. Don't forget, guys, this message is for you. Mother's Day is Sunday. It's not too late to stay out of trouble. You've got tonight and tomorrow. Mother's Day on Sunday. The 1-1 pitch. Strike. Fastball right there. Williamson may have been looking for the spinner there and didn't get it. The 1-2 pitch. High and away. Boy, Norred really reared back and threw that seed in there. And that evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball outside. 3-2. And of course, for every Sumrall fan that thought it was there, every Vancleave fan thought it was a good call. Norred gets the sign he likes. The 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Dito taking charge in right and now gives way to Rayner, and he can't come up with it. It looked like Dito was there all the way. And then all of a sudden, Rayner comes out of nowhere, calls him off, and neither one of them make the play. That's an error. Second error of the game for the Bobcats on routine cans of corn that should be handled. And alertly, Williamson did what he should have done, was continue to run. So he's there at second base. And here is Christian Kell. Swung on, and there's a shot toward right field. This one is being measured by Dito. He makes that catch. One pitch swinging, and Kell is out.
Number 22, Jansen White.
And as a pitcher, I know that Norred is hoping to keep that runner Williamson at bay at second base because he really shouldn't be on base. But that's twice tonight that the normally reliable Sumrall defenders didn't communicate very well and have given a couple of outs back to the Bulldogs. And here's Jansen White now. He got hit by a pitch his first time up, wound up being stranded at third. 2 away here in the bottom of the third, swing and a miss. Boy, the Sumrall team, pitcher after pitcher after pitcher. You can't ever have too much, particularly in these playoff series when they go back to back to back, potentially. As far as Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night games, if a series goes 3 games. The 0-1. Low. 1-1 the count to the cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs, Jansen White. And now Little wants to go out and talk things over with Norred. We want to thank Real South Hunting for their sponsorship of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Also our friends at ComSouth Business Communications. They've been in the business of communicating with and for businesses for some 50 years, keeping up to date with all the latest technologies to help your business run smoothly. ComSouth. Thanks for their support. The 1-1 pickoff play towards second. Nora did get it to Phillips, but that was kind of a second thought throw. 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Sumrall. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for Vancleave. Bulldogs batting in the bottom of the third here, trailing 4-1. Norad's 1-1. Swung on. There's a shot down the right field line, but that'll get out of play. And it's 1-2. There was some thought earlier in the week that this game might have been like a 3 o'clock start because some of the lighting here was damaged in some storms that came through the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And of course, ideally, you don't want to have an afternoon game because not as many people can come, and that means less gate for both schools after the MHSAA, of course, takes its cut. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike right at the belt buckle, and that'll do it for the Bulldogs. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We have completed 3 innings here in Vancleave tonight. It's the Sumrall Bobcats 4 and the Vancleave Bulldogs 1. Back with more in a moment. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball is powered by Dandy Dan's. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Ryan Little, Hayden Barrett, and Hayes Rayner, 9-1-2, will be the Bobcats that go to the plate here to start the top of the fourth. Bobcats trying to extend a 4-1 lead. Glad that you're with us on this Friday night. Little shows bunt, but then pulls back and takes ball one. The 1-0 pitch. Strike at the knees for Little. Little struck out looking his first time up, came into this game tonight hitting .235. No runs and 5 RBIs. There's a drive toward left, but moving back on the run to make that catch and putting it in his glove is Drew Williamson. So Ryan Little hit it well. But a long, loud out. And here's Hayden Barrett now. The guy who just, you can't keep off base. He walked and was stranded at third in the first inning, and then doubled and scored with a couple of RBIs in the second. First pitch to him is outside, ball one, as Robb tries to frame that ball up. The 1-0 pitch. Wanted to call it a strike, but said it was upstairs, 2-0. Boy, Barrett is just a menace when he gets on the bases. Causes all kinds of problems. So Miller trying to buckle down and get him out here. There's a strike. The wind earlier was pretty frisky, blowing out to center field, but right now it's quiet. Here's the 2-1. That's high and away. 3-1 to Barrett. And he one pitch away from being on base again. The pitch. Not even close. Ball 4. And Barrett is on base for the third time tonight. Rayner hitting .308 with no homers and now 13 runs batted in. He had kind of a golf shot out into shallow right field his first time up that scored Barrett. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Went after the high heat in the inner half of the plate. Jeremy Thompson getting a nice picture of Miss Carey and all the folks watching the game on the big screen. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Did get a little piece of that for what it's worth. Of course, if I'm calling a ball game, it's got to be a big screen, right? Here's the 0-2. Tried to get him to chase the breaking ball. Missed 1 and 2. I swear even the big and tall sections have got slim pickings for a guy my size now even. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, there's that same golf shot into right field, base hit. Rounding second, here comes Barrett. He will get to third base, and the Bobcats have runners at the corners and 1 out. The exact same.
Now batting number 16, Marshall Phillips.
Phil Nicholson lob wedge out toward right field. Second hit in a row for Rayner, and here's Phillips now, who's really trying to find his stroke. He has walked and struck out, but again, Phillips looking for his first hit of the series. Last night, he popped to second, grounded to the catcher, and struck out twice. Tonight, he has walked and struck out. First pitch to him. There's a strike right down the tube. The 0-1. There's strike 2. Just been challenging Phillips with fastballs. And Phillips has been victimized up in the zone. And he's been going after those up the ladder. Here's the 0-2. Tried the breaking ball and it bounced in there. So 1-2 to Phillips. Even if the Bulldogs were to get a ground ball here, it would be tough to turn a double play because Phillips runs so well. Barrett at third. He could score on a sac fly that's hit with any depth. Rayner over at first. The 1-2 pitch, way outside. 2-2 now. The only inning that Sumrall had not scored in was the first. They scored 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and threatening here again in the fourth. The 2-2 pitch to Phillips. Runner going, swung on and popped it up. Shallow center field. Rayner's going to have to hustle back. Catch is made. Here comes the throw to the plate. Barrett tags up and scores. They probably should have let that ball go through, but they cut it off. And Barrett scores on the sac fly, and that's another run for the Bobcats. So Phillips with an RBI. Two away with Rayner at first, and here's Hayden Norred, who has struck out twice, but has pitched very well tonight on the mound. So 3 in the second for Sumrall, 1 in the third, 1 more here in the fourth. Strike to Norred on the outer part of the plate. Norred came in hitting .379 with no homers and 28 runs batted in. So it's 5-1 Sumrall now. Runner going, and that ball is fouled back to the screen. Uncle Ernie has checked in tonight, saying, "Let's go, Big Pug." Big Pug goes all the time, doesn't he? Talking to Hayden Barrett, says that Uncle Ernie and everybody up there at the Shell station at the corner of 589 and 42, they solve all the problems in the world over a cup of coffee there just about every day. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. Should Norred reach, then Cade Dito would come up. Sumrall on the road here in Vancleave. Again, the only team in the 4A South State playoffs that Sumrall would not have home field advantage against would be Stone County. Little dribbler out in front of the plate. Only play is to first. Quick throw. Then they got him. Good job by Max Miller on the 1-3 putout. But again, the Bobcats come up with one more run on one hit. There were no errors and one man left on base. We have finished 3.5 innings. It's the Bobcats 5 and the Bulldogs 1. Back in a moment. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Max Miller, Manny Seymour, and Noah Nicholson come up to bat for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Miller hitting fifth in the order. Again, followed by Seymour and Nicholson. So 5, 6, and 7 for Norrid here in the bottom of the fourth. Miller singled with an RBI, his only other at bat tonight. Righty versus lefty. The first pitch is low for ball one. So last night, Dito came up with a couple of big hits. Tonight, Rayner has delivered a couple times. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Bobcat defense playing the Bulldogs to go the opposite way a little bit. So in this case, with a left-handed hitter up there, all kinds of room in right, center, and center. Swing and a miss. So you got number 12, Max Miller, going up against 12 for Sumrall. Hayden Norrid, old 12. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2 now. Batting in the bottom of the fourth. The Bulldogs and the Bobcats. Got a piece of it. Check swing fouled it off to the right side. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was great the opening game of last night to see all those former Sumrall players come back, dating all the way back to 1964. That's pretty cool. And then earlier, not in that game, 2-2 pitches high and away. The youngsters all got to wear their uniforms and get in for free and stand out there on the field with their favorite Bobcat. Uncle Ernie has checked in again. The guys at the Shell Station, they call themselves the Half Fence Crew. We'll have to get an explanation from Uncle Ernie as to what that means, the half fence. Here's the payoff pitch from Norrid to Miller. And it hit him right in the middle of the back. So, the Bulldogs have their leadoff man aboard. And they've been pretty effective when they have gotten their leadoff men on. But here's Manny Seymour. He struck out swinging in his only other at bat. He came into the series hitting .296 with no home runs and 14 runs batted in. Norrid throws over to first base, a low throw that Knight slaps the tag on. You know, you say that Sumrall is not really physically that big of a team, but Norrid is a big dude on the hill. Here's a pitch swung on, chopper to short. Phillips has got it to second, and he makes a bad throw, and it goes into the right field corner. Bilbo is going to be told to hold at third base. So an E6. Another error, very uncharacteristic of this Sumrall team. And it really was unforced. Just got going a little bit too quickly as Andy Davis goes out to settle down the troops. They were trying to pull off that double play, and rather than making sure they got the lead man at second, Phillips just hurried his throw and kind of sidearmed it towards second, and Little was nowhere near where the ball was. It was so far offline that Knight and Dito had to quickly get on their horses and track it down. Bilbo probably could have scored from third, but they put the brakes on there, trailing 5-1. They don't want to run into any outs. So runners at the corners with no outs, and here's Noah Nicholson. 3 errors for Sumrall tonight. First pitch is cue-balled off the end of the bat for strike one. Purvis and Northeast Jones in their series, game 2, a game that Purvis must win. Purvis and Northeast Jones scoreless in the bottom of the third. Norrid the throw to first base. And again, Purvis fighting for its life tonight. Oak Grove playing in game 1 against the Brandon Bulldogs in 6A play. Brandon leading Oak Grove 2-0 in the bottom of the third. All of our scores brought to you by our friends at Java Mo's. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a little lazy fly ball out toward left. Barrett is out there. Looks like he's got it. He does. They're off. And the runners stay at first and third. No damage done at all.
24, Carson Robb.
Still runners at first and third. And here's Robb, who struck out looking his first time up. Bulldogs batting in the bottom of the fourth inning. A hit batsman and an error have the 2 men on base for Vancleave. And Vancleave, a lot of people kind of think that Vancleave is an incorporated city, but it's not. It's a community in Jackson County. Part of the county school district in Jackson County, along with East Central. Actually, the closest 6A school around the area is St. Martin. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Norrid challenged him with the heat, and Robb couldn't get around on it. Robb hitting .220 with a homer and 11 runs batted in. St. Martin, of course, coached by Kerry Bridges, who prepped at Oak Grove High School and then went on to play for Ole Miss and then the New York Mets. 1-1 pitch, high and away, 2-1. With Preston Robbins in the on-deck circle for Vancleave, making noise here in the bottom of the fourth. Sumrall trying to protect a 5-1 lead here in game 2 of the best-of-3 game series. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So Norrid winning this battle so far. Just 1 out in the inning, and that was when Nicholson flied out to Barrett and left. So the Bulldogs couldn't even notch the sacrifice fly. The 2-2. Breaking ball. This one is lifted to shallow right field. Tough play. Dito comes in. Cannot make the catch. It hit him in the body, but he did like a second base slide, and then a throw comes in, and it's off the mark, but Barrett is there to back it up. And let that be a lesson to all Little League outfielders. Make sure you're backing up every throw.
Number 16, Preston Robbins.
Now, I will rule that a hit because Dito did everything he could but catch the ball.
Number 21, Tanner Willis.
So runners at first and second with 1 out. It's a 5-2 game now. And here's Robbins, who grounded into a double play. 6-6-3. Breaking ball way high and inside, and Norrid kind of fell off the mound there a little bit. He looked very uncomfortable. And now he'll start to do a little spring house cleaning with those cleats and manicure the mound the way he wants it, but he looked like he was badly off balance when he released that ball. The 1-0 pitch. That's low. 2-0 to Robbins. And you never want to walk anybody, but particularly the number 9 guy in the order. Because Cade Carpenter, who has been really quiet in this series so far, he's on deck. 2-0 pitch. There's a golf shot to left field. That ball is down. Barrett comes up throwing. Odom again cuts it off, and the bases are full of Bulldogs with 1 out.
Now batting, number 11, Cade Carpenter.
Andy Davis coming to talk to the home plate umpire. I'm not sure about what. Maybe the number of visits he's allowed to his pitcher. But now you've got a dream setup for Carpenter here. hitting .478 on the year with 12 homers and 40 runs batted in. And up to this point, Sumrall has really kept him pretty quiet. But this would be a time. Carpenter has been the offensive leader on this team, and this would be a real way for him to flex the biceps here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Andy Davis talking to his defense. It's a 5-2 ball game. But Carpenter is 1 swing away from giving the Bulldogs the lead. Sumrall uncharacteristically poor defense tonight. On plays, quite honestly, those pop-ups were relatively routine. But the Bulldogs have had their own share of mistakes. And now Norwood with his back against the wall. And the base is loaded. Faces Carpenter, who has lined out to second and struck out. First ball is a short chopper to third. Odom's got it. Only play to first, and he throws it too high and pulls Knight off the bag. It's a 5-3 ball game. Another error. A throwing error. So that goes as an E5. So no RBI, but at this point, who cares? Base is still loaded. 1 out. And here's Williamson. He's got 3 homers and 25 runs batted in. That pitch is low and away. Haven't seen anybody in the Sumrall bullpen. Norwood kicks and delivers. There's a strike on the fastball. Can't afford to get too cute now because there's no place to put him. A walk is as good as a run. Norwood gets the sign. It's bound to be the fastball, but he got the bender and missed with it. It's 2-1. So you've got Robb at third, Robbins at second, Carpenter at first with 1 out. Fastball, there's a strike. Again, Norwood has had to go to the fastball in order to get out of trouble. But this particular inning, the Bulldogs have been sitting on fastball. Boy, could Norwood use a strikeout here. The pitch. Breaking ball, stuck his bat out there and just got a piece of it. That one hits the roof of the field house. At least if it hits my car, it won't be as hard as the other ones. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the number 2 man in the order, Drew Williamson, who's hitting .416 on the year. Norwood gets the sign. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball, hit him. It hit him in the left shoulder. It's a 5-4 ball game. Oh, boy. Everybody moves up a station. And here's Kell now, the 8th man to the plate. He has grounded to short. He has lined out to Dito and right. Came into this game hitting .326. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. Kell has 2 homers and 22 runs batted in. Sumrall's 5-1 lead is evaporating before our eyes. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside, 2-0. And again, nobody in the Bobcat bullpen, but you've got Knight that's already out there that would just have to change gloves if Andy Davis decides to make the call. And all Norwood would do would go to first. They would just switch positions. The 2-0. Swung on and fouled away. Again, the Bulldogs having and sitting on fastball. Umpires out of baseballs. So they're going to have to get him some more. So he'll come over to the Sumrall side. Again, at last report, there was still no score, Southern Miss and Middle Tennessee. There was no score between Purvis and Northeast Jones in their game 2. Again, Purvis has to win that game or their season is over. And Brandon was beating Oak Grove 2-0 in game 1 of that 3-game series. That's at Oak Grove, by the way. So 2-1 is the count to Kell. Swing and a miss. Nora just reared back and blistered a fastball in there that Kell couldn't catch up to. Bases are loaded. 1 out in the inning. Sumrall's lead has evaporated. It's now 5-4. Outside, 3-2. Hayden Norrid sure having his nerves tested here. The payoff pitch. He struck him out. Bender on the inside corner. What a pitch.
Now batting, number 22, Jansen White.
Boy, that was big. But now here's Jansen White. And he's been pretty quiet. Knight hitting .309 with 4 homers and 27 runs batted in. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. Norrid hanging on to the edge of the cliff with about 3 fingers on each hand right now. The Bobcats, uncharacteristically making some defensive mistakes, have kept the Bulldogs around. The 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0. Should White reach, then Max Miller would come back up, and he's where this whole inning started. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, shot foul, and that got one of the Sumrall Bobcats off of the hand, trying to protect one of his teammates from getting a shot in the face there. 2-1 the count. Robbins at third. Carpenter at second. Williamson at first. With 2 out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped it up, but out of play. So Deuce is really wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The last thing you want to do is go 3-2 to him, because then the runners would get to start with the pitch. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Norrid started to walk off the mound. He thought he had it. So now the runners will go as soon as Norrid commits to the plate. The carousel will start turning. Will White win this battle, or will Norrid? Here's the pitch. Swung on, shot foul. And he almost hit his own teammate coming down the line. Preston Robbins was streaking toward home plate, and that foul ball bounced up and almost got him. So again, the carousel will turn. Everybody had to rewind the tape and go again. There the runners go, the 3-2. Fastball on the corner, he got him on strikes. So Norrid comes up big, but the Bulldogs come up with 3 runs. On 2 hits, there were 2 errors and 3 men left on base. So we've completed 4 here in Vancleave tonight. It's the Bobcats 5, the Bulldogs 4. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the State High School Baseball Playoffs on the NFHS Network, powered by Dandy Dan's. Carson Robb on in relief of Max Miller as we go to the top of the 5th inning here in Jackson County tonight. Sumrall 5, Vancleave 4. Checking scores of other playoff games, Purvis has taken a lead against Northeast Jones. That's a 1-0 score in the 5th inning. And that's a game that, again, Purvis must win. The winner of this series takes on the winner of Newton County North Pike, and North Pike won the first game of that series. So here's Cade Dito to lead it off. He has struck out, singled, and scored. He's 1 for 2. Robb was the pitcher that came on in relief last night. After Nicholson had thrown his pitch allotment, there's a strike to Dito. Dito, Little, and Odom, the scheduled hitters for the Rawlers here in the top of the 5th. That bounces in there. Oh, Little with a nice carom. I guess Ty Little's just so programmed, sees a ground ball and goes after it, Kind of like one of those dogs with the do-rags that catch the Frisbees all the time. Huh? Just go after it. There's a strike. Halen Sanford, former Sumrall great, has texted in, said, heard that I was hating on his hair. Hey, now you know how I feel about that. But if anybody can wear it, babe, it's you. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Got a piece of it and put it into the netting. And I could insert some kind of joke like in scuba. That's probably, the in thing, that kind of haircut. But I'll probably get a text about that as well. We always love to hear from folks watching. 601-310-7077. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Dito went up out of the zone to try to put it in play, and he's down on strikes. Here's Ty Little now. He'd been hitting the ball, seeing the ball so well, but has a couple of Ks tonight. But now he's in there against the righty, and he'll switch around and hit from the left side, which is his by far stronger side, being a switch hitter. He'd much rather swing from the left side. Base is empty, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Robb gets the sign, kicks and delivers. Swung on and fouled out of play. Ty Little, a senior for Sumrall, one of the guys that will walk here at the end of the month. The 0-1 pitch. 12-6 Bender outside. A ball, a strike, and an out. You talk to the youngsters about graduating from high school, and you totally get it. They're excited about graduating and, going on to college then after that or whatever their plans are. 1-1 pitch swung on. Here's a little lazy fly towards center, coming in and making the catch. In center field is Carpenter. He got a really good jump on that ball. It was a sinking liner that because he got a good jump on it, he was able to pocket that one. And here's Odom now, who has walked and scored and doubled with an RBI. So he's officially 1 for 1 tonight. Odom came in hitting .269 with a homer and 18 runs batted in. But has a run batted in tonight, so he's up to 19 now. First pitch, swing and a miss. His first look at the righty Robb. Both teams with some miscues tonight that have hurt their respective efforts. Fastball right down the tube for strike 2. Odom hitting 7th in the order for Andy Davis. The 0-2 pitch, Robb rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Boy, that was a quick inning. Quick inning for Sumrall. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Bobcats 5, the Bulldogs 4. You're watching the State High School Baseball Playoffs on the NFHS Television Network. Sumrall making some defensive changes. Among them, Levi Odom goes to the hill. Odom on in relief of Norred. And looking at Levi Odom, he has pitched 34 and 2/3 innings. He has allowed, take a look at the, he's walked 12 and struck out 51. He's allowed 25 hits in 34 and 2/3 innings. He has a win-loss record of 6 wins and no losses, and his earned run average is 0.81. So both teams making pitching changes here in the 5th. Odom has not pitched in a while, and he will face Max Miller, Manny Seymour, and Noah Nicholson. 2 of the 3 are left-handers. As the Bulldogs try to come from behind here, trailing Sumrall 5-4. Uncle Ernie has texted back in and said the 589 half-fence crew has been around forever. Were they there before 589 was there? Brandon leading Oak Grove now 2-1 in the top of the 5th in game 1 of that best of 3 game 6A playoff series. That game is at Oak Grove. Southern Miss and Middle Tennessee still scoreless in the 8th. All of our scores brought to you by our friends at Java Moe's. So Levi Odom, a moment of prayer before he gets back to work, and he takes on Max Miller, who has been on base every time tonight. First pitch from Odom, swing and a miss. Miller has singled with an RBI. He's been hit by a pitch and scored. So he's been effective. Home plate umpire called time, and Levi Odom so focused didn't even see that the umpire called time. No wind to speak of, although it was pretty brisk earlier tonight, blowing out towards center field. Bobcat defense still playing the Bulldogs to go the opposite way just a hair. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So Odom quickly ahead of Max Miller. Miller a lefty, Seymour a righty, then Nicholson a lefty. The 0-2 pitch. Too low. 1-2. Odom a quick worker. And you can bet, since it's been a while since he's pitched, he's going to be really itching to go. The 1-2 pitch. Too low again. But if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss, is low. With these home run hitters that Vancleave has, you don't want to miss high. They'll put it out there in the trees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Odom. Swung on, fouled out of play. Right over our heads here. Two balls and 2 strikes. I think there was a time, I'm so old that I think where the Vancleave Middle School is now, could that have been the high school at one time? Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Little has to hurry. Throw to first. Off the mark.
Max Miller led in 1 out. Now batting.
So Miller will go on the books as a K, but they've got a runner on base, and here's Manny Seymour now, the second baseman, who's got great hands. And I say that because guys who bunt the ball tend to have pretty good hands. Hitting .296 with no homers and 14 runs batted in. This is potentially a bunt situation. And already Marshall Phillips, who is at third now, with Norred at first. They're suspecting bunt. Landon Holloman, who I've been so impressed with as a defender in particular, he's in there at shortstop now. So the Bulldogs have their leadoff man aboard here in the 5th. Odom throw to first, and it's a strike over there to Norred. And I'm telling you, it's been almost Friday the 13th with the way the teams have been a little sloppy defensively tonight. The first pitch, bunt is shown, pops it down the line to first. Tags the ball, foul ball, and that's the proper call. That is the proper call. It started fair. Norred touched it foul from our vantage point. Now, Norred thinks that he might have got it fair, but from our vantage point, he touched it foul. And immediately when he did, first place umpire's hands went up in the air. It was a foul ball. From the Monmouth Plantation in Natchez, Splinter is trying to help the Cats pull out a win. Boy, from Melby to Natchez. 3-0 Purvis now. Purvis leading Northeast Jones after 5 innings. Purvis playing for its playoff life. Our score is brought to you by Java Mose. So let's see if they try to bunt it again. He's around. And there's the bunt down the first base line. Odom tags him. They both kind of go to the ground. But Seymour's sacrifice bunt works and gets the tying run to second base. So 1 away. And here's Nicholson now, the second left-hander. That was a scary play by Odom because he went and fielded it with his glove. If he happens to come up and that ball scoots out the end of the mitt, then everybody's safe. Here's Nicholson. He has walked and flown to left. Tying run at second base for the Bulldogs here in the 5th. First pitch is a strike at the belt buckle. Nicholson hitting .320 with a homer and 26 runs batted in. The 0-1. Swung on. Chopper toward first. Norred's got it. Off of his chest, has to flip at the last minute. And makes the play.
24, Carson Robb.
But the runner advances to third. So 2 away. Robb has struck out looking. He has singled and scored. So he is 1 for 2. Now Phillips and Odom conversing. And is Levi okay? Because Phillips is motioning to the dugout. Levi is kind of bent over at the waist. I don't know if he's taken ill. He looks like he's gasping for a little bit of breath. And Odom now coming off to the sideline, the home plate umpire asking Levi if he's okay. And the training staff coming out to look like, it looked like he was, Marshall Phillips was very alert and knew that something was wrong quickly. And they bring some water out to Odom. And now he heads back to the mound. That was a little scary. It looked like he was bending over like he was gasping for air. So here's Carson Robb, now the pitcher, who started out as the catcher. And the tying run is at third base. Here in the bottom of the fifth with 2 outs. And routine plays are anything but tonight for both teams. The first pitch to Robb is upstairs, ball 1. Preston Robbins is on deck. 5 runs. To 4. Sumrall leads. That pitch is high. The Bobcats have 5 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors. 4 runs, 4 hits, and a couple of errors for the Bulldogs. The 2-0 pitch. Inside. 3-0. And again, this is Odom's first action in a while, but it's certainly his first action with this umpiring crew, the 3-0. There's strike 1. And that's what a pitcher needs to do, is just kind of settle down. If you have to come off a few miles per hour, just get the ball over the plate. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot up the middle. A base hit, and we're tied. Carson Robb delivers a 2-out single. That has tied the ball game. Bilbo will come in to run for Robb. So Bilbo running for now the pitcher, and here's Robbins, who singled his last time, but his only other at bat, he grounded into a 6-6-3 double play. 6-6-3 where the shortstop fields it, steps on second base, and then throws the ball to first. So both teams have had a 3-run inning, and both teams have had 1-run innings. A bunch of 5s up there on the scoreboard. First pitch. Outside, gets away from Little, can't find the ball, and Bilbo gets to second base easily. So now Robbins could plate the go-ahead run here in the 5th inning. Vancleave and Sumrall tied now at 5. The 1-0 pitch. Too high, 2-0. To Robbins, who came into the game hitting 191 with no homers and 6 runs batted in. They go back to the top of the order, and Cade Carpenter next, should he be needed. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, it's 3-0. Levi Odom with a look of concern. He wanted that call and didn't get it. But the inside corner pitch, in all fairness, has not been there all night. The 3-0. That one is there. So 3-1. Odom to Robbins. There's strike 2. So now 3-2. Somebody's going to blink here. It's either going to be Odom or Robbins, obviously. Who will it be? Bilbo at second with 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on. There's a base hit into center field. Bilbo rounding third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is cut off. And Vancleave leads. Six to 5 Bulldogs. Preston Robbins with an RBI has given the Bulldogs a lead. And here's Cade Carpenter now. First pitch is a breaking ball away. Carpenter has still been squelched by the Bobcats. He just hasn't been able to figure out Bobcat pitching. Batting average of .478 with 12 homers and 40 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch. Too high. It's 2-0. And here's the problem that Odom has been getting into. He's been falling behind in the counts. And then, of course, in order to get back in the counts, he has to kind of let up on some of the fastballs. The 2-0. There is strike one. Gets right back into the count. And then the pattern has been that the next one will be a ball. And then he'll let up on a 3-1 fastball. And that, here's the same. Trying to overthrow it, and the count is high and inside, 3-1. Now is Carpenter swinging at a strike. We'll see here. The 3-1 pitch. He is swinging, and he missed it. Good pitch by Odom. Count goes full now. Robbins will be on the move at first, with 2 outs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Odom checks the runner at first, being very deliberate here. Big pitch coming. And now off the pitching rubber. You had to kind of figure when Odom was there for about a good 5 count that something was up. So he'll start all over again. He knows what a good hitter Carpenter is. The 3-2 pitch, runner going. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. But the Bulldogs come up with 2.
And the Bearcat defense gives up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
So 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. So we've completed 5. Here in Vancleave tonight, it's the Bulldogs 6 and the Bobcats 5. You're watching the high school baseball playoffs on the NFHS network powered by Dandy Dan's. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball on the web brought to you in part by Recommended Auto Collision Repair at the intersection of Old Highway 11 and Highway 589, really closer to Purvis, but big fans of Sumrall Baseball as well. We hope you never have a need for their services, but if you get a little fender bender or get hit by a foul ball, like I suspect my car probably has tonight, Recommended, rec with a W, Recommended Auto Collision Repair. Also our friends at Real South Hunting. Walker Long, Ryan Little, and the top of the order, Hayden Barrett, to face Carson Robb. So Norred now is off the hook. Norred cannot win the game or lose it. It is all on Levi Odom's shoulders now.
Now batting number 34, Walker Long.
So here's Long. He has walked and struck out. But this is his first look at Carson Robb. First pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. Long hitting .450 with no homers and 6 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot into left field. It's a base hit for Walker Long. The leadoff man is aboard here for Sumrall in the 6th. The designated hitter comes through.
Now batting number 13, Ryan Little.
Now Andy Davis walking down the line, and you know the discussion of whether to bunt or not to bunt. I don't think Shakespeare wrote anything like that, but that's certainly a question here. Because Little hits 9th in the order. So you would think that being the number 9 man in the order and being down by a run, you could bet probably go down to the IP not far from here and put money on this, that this is going to be a bunt. So Andy Davis has had the conversation that he's wanted to have, and we'll see. Little has struck out looking and lined out to left field. .235 the batting average with no runs and 5 RBIs. Little shows bunt. Ball gets away from underneath the catcher, and Liam Munn, who's in running for long, races down to second base. So now a bunt would put a man in a position to where just a sacrifice fly could get him home. Sumrall trailing by a run here in the top of the 6th. Well, you talk about two teams evenly matched. The 1-0 pitch. And that hit him. I think it hit him. And Little gets to go to first base.
Now batting number 9, Hayden Barrett.
Now Harrison will run for Little. Brandon Harrison checking in. And as the Bulldogs talk things over, so too will the Bobcats. And here's what they're talking about. You've got Sumrall's best contact hitter day in and day out is Hayden Barrett, and he's the man that's in the box now. Do you let Barrett swing away and potentially line into some trouble, or do you have your number 1 contact hitter put the bunt down? Purvis's lead of 3-0 has been cut to 3-2 in the 6th. Southern Miss and Middle Tennessee are scoreless in the 9th at Pete Taylor Park. So here's Barrett. He has walked twice and has doubled, but he has scored all 3 times. Runners on first and second, no outs. Does Barrett swing away? No, he shows bunt, and the pitch is low for ball 1. Now, just because Barrett showed bunt once doesn't mean that he'll go back to it. But the Bulldogs are going to play the percentages and think that Barrett tries to put the ball down. The pitch. Gets away from the catcher. Runners going to second and third. Now there's no need for Barrett to bunt. Now Sumrall's top contact hitter can swing away. And a base hit could potentially score 2. Brandon Harrison, an excellent runner at second. And Liam Munn at third. So speed aplenty on the bases for Sumrall. The 2-0 pitch to Barrett. Swing and a miss. So Robb has worked himself back into the count. Rayner is on deck, and he's got 2 lob wedge shots to right field tonight.
Somebody make a play.
The 2-1 pitch to Barrett. Strike 2. He knew it, but it was too late to pull the trigger. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barrett almost always puts the ball in play. The corners are in for the Bulldogs to try to cut Munn off at the plate on a ground ball. The 2-2 pitch. Got away from the catcher. Here comes Munn, and we're tied. And on the play, of course, Harrison moved to third. Uncle Ernie's calling for the home run here on a 3-2 pitch coming up. Now they'll pull the entire infield in to try to cut Harrison down the play. This is a big gamble by the Bulldogs pulling the infield in. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Barrett is on again for the 4th time tonight. So runners at the corners, and here's Rayner. Rayner has put down a sacrifice bunt, and we talked about those 90-degree lob wedge shots out to right field. He's got 2 in a row with an RBI. What a game. These two teams, I'm telling you. Robb not comfortable with the signage from the catcher, so they'll start all over again. They play Rayner straight away here. Nobody out for Sumrall here in the 6th. Pitch is low, ball 1. Robb was the catcher, and now Jansen White is back there. Jansen White started the game at third. He is now the catcher. The 1-0 pitch to Rayner. Shows bunt and takes strike as Barrett scampers down to second base. So runners at second and third. Top of the 6th inning. We're tied at 6. What was the final last night? 7-6, wasn't it? And we're 6-6 again. Infield pulled in. And again, big risk. Big reward. 1-1. Strike 2 at the knees. There's obviously no chance for a double play here. Their idea is to try to cut down Harrison at the plate. The 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball missed. Gets away, but Harrison holding up. So the count is 2-2. Carson Robb on in relief of Max Miller. Both teams change pitchers in the 5th. And I mean, the Bulldogs are way in here. And because nobody is holding Harrison, he can get that much bigger of a lead, particularly a secondary lead. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high fly ball down the right field line. It's foul, but the ball is caught. Here comes the throw into first base. Tag at third. Run scores, and Sumrall leads. So Rayner with a sac fly.
Now batting number 16, Marshall Phillips.
Now they had the option, because the ball was in foul territory, they had really the option to not catch that ball. I know you're going, but it's an out, and I hear you. But it was deep enough that Harrison, you knew, was going to tag. So here's Marshall Phillips now. Missed with a breaking ball. And Barrett advanced to third on that tag up. So Sumrall has grabbed the lead again, 7-6. 1 out, runner on third. And that is the likes of Hayden Barrett. The 1-0 pitch to Phillips. Swung on, here's a drive. That ball is well hit. That ball is way back. Aloha! On the steel guitar, Marshall Williams has gone yard. Marshall Phillips, rather, has gone yard. 2-run homer for Phillips. And you know that he was pretty due. Not necessarily for a homer, but quick hands on that one. 2 RBIs, and here's Norrid now with the bases empty and 1 away. 9-6 game. Sumrall leads. First pitch is outside to Norrid. So now both starting pitchers are off the hook. Robb and Odom are the pitchers of record at this point. The 1-0. Outside again. 2-0 to Norrid. He has struck out twice and grounded to the pitcher. He started out pitching, but is now at first base for Sumrall. The 2-0 pitch. Low again. 3-0. Game 3, if necessary, would be played tomorrow in Sumrall at either 3 or 6. Purvis trying to stay alive, leading tonight. Ball 4. Norrid takes a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting number 3, Dito.
And here's Dito. Andy Davis wants timeout, as Norrid will be lifted and McNair will come in and run for Norrid. So here is Dito, who has struck out twice but singled and scored his other at bat. He's 1 for 3. You think 3 runs, nothing is safe in this series, it seems. Robb against Dito. The pitch. Low, ball 1. The Vancleave defense playing the Bobcats pretty much straight up. Andy Davis now wanting to talk to the base umpire. Steve Cooley has signaled something over to Andy Davis, perhaps that the defender is blocking the runner from getting back to the bag or something to that effect, maybe wanting him to watch to make sure that the runner is given access. 1-0, the count to Dito. Robb checks McNair over there. Throw over to first, and McNair's back in time. We've been trying to track down what's going on with North Pike and Newton County, but we just haven't had much luck. Again, we do know that North Pike won the first game in that series. So if they win the next game, of course, they would move on and face the winner of this series, as Dito takes a second pitch low. Purvis now leading Northeast Jones 4-2 in the 6th. And Northeast Jones has already batted in the 6th. So the Tornadoes need just 3 outs to continue that series. That pitch is low, 3-0. Stone County and perhaps West Marion in that other series, I'm not sure. But Stone County, I know, won game 1 of whoever the Tomcats are playing. The 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. And you never profit by throwing that bat aside. Splinter has checked in again, said it's time to put these dogs to bed. Well, I don't know about the dogs, Splinter, but it's getting pretty close to my bedtime. 3-1 the count to Dito. Just 1 out here in the 6th. Runner going. Ball 4. McNair was running as if he had to, but turns out it's a walk. So runners on first and second with 1 out. And here's Ty Little.
Now batting, number 28, Ty Little.
Again, time is called, and that's going to be it, I think, for Carson Robb. Steve Cooley and Andy Davis talking things over here. Richard Broom is out there as well.
Bulldog fans, we got a new pitcher, Tyler West.
Pitching change for the Bulldogs. We'll be back in a minute to reset the table for you. You're watching the high school baseball playoffs on the NFHS Network, powered by Dandy Dance. Tyler West comes on for the Bulldogs to try to get the Bulldogs out of the 6th inning. Bobcats have put up 4 to regain the lead 9-6. Tyler West is a freshman, has a win-loss record of 2-0 with a 0.95 earned run average, very similar to my GPA in college. He's thrown 14 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 14 hits. He has walked 9 but struck out 66. And this kid is a freshman. So he's going to be a sure enough stud, barring injury, as he gets older. And him being right-handed allows Ty Little to turn around and hit left-handed. Little looking for his first hit of the night in 4 at-bats. So again, a pitching specialist, Tyler West. First pitch, breaking ball, strike. It always amazes me when you see freshmen in a varsity game at this level from 4A, 5A, and 6A, because to be able to even crack the lineup as a freshman at this level means you're awfully good. 0-1 pitch, another breaking ball that Little just got a piece of. So if Purvis wins, they hang on for a game 3. Northeast Jones, the opponent there. Northeast Jones has had a great year. Poplarville was in trouble. That's what was Stone County and Poplarville, I think. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a shot into the gap in right center field. That ball is going to roll pretty close to the wall. 2 more runs are going to score here. It's a double for Little, and it's an 11-6 lead for the Bobcats. 2 more RBIs for Ty Little.
Now batting number 4, Levi Odom.
And here's Odom, the 9th man to the plate in this inning with just 1 out. A 6 spot for the Bobcats here in the 6th. First pitch from West. Swung on. There's a shot off the glove, and it was deflected off of the glove into center field. Little will score on this play. It's 12-6. So Walker Long comes to bat now. There's a lot of conversation going on between the base umpire and Steve Cooley over there.
Batting number 34, Walker Long.
I mean, 2 or 3 times the base umpire has come in and said something to the home plate umpire. Here's Walker Long now. He has singled, walked, and struck out. Has a couple of runs scored. First pitch to Long. That gets away from the catcher. And waltzing down to second base is Odom. The only 2 Bobcats that have not crossed the plate this inning have been Rayner and Odom so far. But Odom's at second base, and there's only 1 out. And Rayner didn't because he hit the sac fly and was credited with an RBI. There's a strike to Long. Long hitting 8th in the order. Bobcats looking for a 27-2 record. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So you got 2 youngsters going at it here. Tyler West and Walker Long. Odom at second with 1 out in the top of the 6th. The 0-2 pitch. Outside. Walker Long with a really good eye for as young as he is. Long just a sophomore, so he's got a couple years left on his Bobcat contract. The 1-2 pitch from West. He went. And Long is charged with a strikeout. 2 away.
Now batting number 13, Ryan Little.
And here's Ryan Little. Little has struck out, lined to left, and been hit by a pitch. He wound up scoring that time. So young Tyler West. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Boy, that's a pretty pitch. And you can tell, watch West when he goes to the mound. He'll put his feet exactly in the same position, rotates that upper torso. This is something that you know that this kid works at all the time. Each delivery looks just like the next, the 0-1. Same pitch, but was a little high. So, me personally, I'm going to watch for this name in the future, Tyler West. Again, you see how he turned his upper torso like that? Puts his feet in the exact same position. Part of being a good pitcher is not letting the hitter know what pitch is coming. So you want to have a delivery that's repetitive. And there's a strike. So 1-2 now to Little. Sumrall leading 12-6. They have erupted for 7 runs. It seems like this team all year long, when they fall behind, it's like, okay, let's get to work. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. And West, with 2 strikeouts, ends the inning. But the Bobcats come up with 7 runs on 4 hits. There were a couple of walks and 1 man left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Vancleave tonight. Levi Odom takes the hill. Now with a 6-run lead, it's 12-6 Sumrall. Back in a moment. This is the NFHS TV network powered by Dandy Dan's. Kelly Sander along with Jeremy Thompson, producer engineer extraordinaire, as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. At last report, Brandon was beating Oak Grove 5-2 in the top of the 7th. So the Warriors in jeopardy of going down 1-0 in that series. Purvis was trying to hang on against Northeast Jones. It's a game that Purvis must win in order to force a Game 3. Poplarville still alive, although their backs are against the wall after losing Game 1 of that series. So here's Drew Williamson, hitters 2, 3, and 4, to face Odom in the top of the 6th inning. All kinds of bizarre things have happened to Williamson tonight at the plate. He's walked and scored. He reached on an error, and he's been hit by a pitch. There's a shot toward the middle, fielded by Rayner, and the ball is thrown errantly. So another error for Sumrall tonight, although, I don't know, do you give him an error in a ball that was right up the middle like that? Wow, that's tough. But Williamson is at second. So here's Kell now. Swung on, fly ball toward right field. Cade Dito moving back on the line, makes the catch for out number 1 and gets a great throw back in from the outfield. So 1 pitch and 1 out to Kell. And here's Jansen White. They are counting that an error against Holloman. But that ball was fielded right behind the bag at second base, and in any other circumstances, that would be a hit. So that's a tough call. But nonetheless, the Bulldogs have a runner at second base, and Odom floats a spinner in there to Jansen White to get ahead 0-1. Vancleave batting in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 12-6. Another breaking ball, but that one's high. A ball and a strike. Max Miller on deck. Bobcats now smelling the sweep. 1-1 pitch, strike 2. And Andy Davis said to the media prior to this series could potentially be the toughest series prior to state. Of course, other teams that are still in the playoffs would certainly argue that point. But there's a swing and a miss strike. Odom strikes him out, 2 away. And here's Miller now. Miller has singled with an RBI. He's been hit by a pitch and reached on a drop third strike and has scored a couple of runs. So he's been effective tonight offensively for the Bulldogs. Runner at second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is high, ball 1. Levi Odom pitching well, especially since it's been so long, really, that he's been on the hill. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. Bobcat defenders have consistently played opponents the opposite way in the outfield. 1-1 pitch. That one got away from him. 2-1. If Sumrall can hang on here, the next round would begin like this one did Thursday night at Sumrall. The 2-1 pitch. Foul tip. Count evens out now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'm not sure Odom wants that baseball back. So he'll try to get another one. Jeremy Thompson working on getting scores from other playoff games around the area. You know, people were talking about how Oak Grove is not as good as they've been in years past, but all they did was rack up a tremendous record. Although losing to Brandon tonight in game 1 of that series. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled out of play to the left side. Some cars over that direction. It's about time that cars over that way get picked on. Purvis has defeated Northeast Jones 4-2, so that game will go to a 3rd game. Purvis, big win over a very good Northeast Jones team. The 2-2 pitch, swung on again, and the same result. Almost got some cars over on that other side. So a big win for Tony Farlow and the Tornadoes. They live at least another day. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second base. Odom delivers. Breaking ball, got it into the screen again. Really good at bat here by Max Miller. Miller came in hitting .378 with no homers and 14 runs batted in. And he is really making Odom throw a lot of extra pitches. Pickoff play at second and almost lobbed into center field, but Landon Holloman did the old broad jump to pull that out of the air. And really, Odom with a 6-run lead should just focus on the hitter here. Vancleave batting in the bottom of the 6th. Looking at a 6-run deficit. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a chopper toward third. Phillips has got it. Sets his feet and throws to first for the out. And that retires the side. So no runs. And they leave 1. So we've completed 6 here in Vancleave tonight. It's the Sumrall Bobcats 12 and the Vancleave Bulldogs 6. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the high school baseball playoffs powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the top of the 7th inning, and the Bobcats go to the top of their order. Hayden Barrett, Hayes Rayner, and Marshall Phillips. Phillips with a home run tonight. Brandon now has extended its lead over Oak Grove to 6-2 in the top of the 7th. Again, that game is at Oak Grove. So the Brandon Bulldogs looking for a big win in Lamar County tonight. Here's Barrett. He has been on every single time. He has walked 3 times and has doubled and has scored every time. First pitch, swing and a miss. As young Tyler West comes out here for the next inning of work.
Now batting number 9, Hayden Barrett.
West going from the full windup here with nobody on. And remember, as young as West is, he's going to grow a little bit, put on some weight and some muscle. Here's a chopper toward third. It's going to be a tough play. Barrett flies, gets to first, and they got him by half a step.
Nice play by your third baseman, Jansen White.
So 1 away. And here's Rayner. That's the first time tonight that Barrett's been retired.
Now batting number 1, Hayes Rayner.
And a pretty easily hit ground ball, but you see how fast Barrett gets down the line. And here's Rayner. He has got a couple of singles tonight. A sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly. First pitch from West is low, ball 1. Rayner came in to this game hitting .308, but that'll move up a couple of ticks. Officially being 2 for 2 tonight. That pitch is high and outside. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Recommended Auto Collision, the Alpha Insurance Agency of Casey Long, Rainforest Car Wash, where you get that free car wash with an oil change. And don't forget, Ladies' Days on Tuesdays. Com South Business Communications, Real South Hunting, the State Farm Agency of Stacy Clark and Prentice, and Java Mo's provides us with all the scores from around the area. Middle Tennessee has taken the lead over Southern Miss in the top of the 10th inning, 1-0. The 2-1 pitch. That missed, 3-1 now. To Rayner with Marshall Phillips on deck. The wind was helping the hitters earlier this evening, but the wind has gone silent from about the 2nd inning on, the 3-1. That's low. So Rayner coaxes a 1-out walk.
Now batting number 16, Marshall Phillips.
So here's Marshall Phillips, who did not have a hit this entire series until his last at bat, and he hit a 2-run shot over the left field wall. Coming into the game, Phillips hitting .384 with 2 homers and 38 runs batted in. That's now 3 homers with 40 RBIs. We talked about in this district, Sumrall obviously still alive. Purvis, we mentioned, has won tonight. Tornadoes are still alive. The only other team left in the region as that ball gets away and Rayner skates down to second is Poplarville, but Poplarville lost to Stone in game 1 of that series. And we're efforting a score tonight. 1-0 the count to Phillips. And again, you see West with his pre-pitch routine. And when his body's in that position, he doesn't really move it a whole lot, and that's fouled into the net. Stone leading Poplarville 2-0 now in the bottom of the 6th inning. So if Poplarville does not come, Poplarville has not scored a run. They were shut out by Stone County in the first game 5-0, now losing 2-0 in the 6th. The Hornets would be eliminated. And the Purvis Northeast Jones winner would face Stone in the next round. Here's the 1-1. Gets away again. And Rayner gets to third. Rounds third. Had thoughts of coming home, but stays put now. Greene County lost in the first round of the playoffs. And if that score holds, then Poplarville will be out. And of course, Sumrall and Purvis were the top 2 seeds in the division. So it would stand to reason if some teams were left, it would be your top 2 seeds. The 2-1 pitch. Outside and low, 3-1. As you focus again on Tyler West, now he's going to go from the full wind with a runner on third. The 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. A walk to Phillips. And a walk to Rayner. So you've got runners on the corners and one away. And here's Norred, who started out the game as a pitcher, but now the starting pitchers are off the hook. Norred has an 0-for-3 night working with a walk. And takes strike 1 there. The 0-1 to Norred, runner going at first, check swing, throws to second. They try to get the runner out. But Phillips is there safely. So runners on second and third and 1 out. And I'm not sure if that last pitch, it's a 1-1 count. So they said that Norred did not go around. The infield comes in again. Okay, they appealed as to whether Norred went around, and the base umpire said he did. So 0-2 to Norred. But they still have the infield pulled in, 1 away here in the top of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch. Didn't go that time, so Norred's still alive. One and 2 the count. West was off of the pitching rubber until his coach was done talking to the home plate umpire. So now he can focus on the man at hand, and that's Norred. The 1-2. Bounces up there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hayden Norred with Cade Dito on deck. The Bobcats were only held scoreless so far in the first and in the 5th innings. Other innings, it was 3-1-1, and then a big fat 7. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Norred. The pitch. Swung on, tapped foul. Oak Grove trailing Brandon 6-3. Has the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. So a Lamar County team trying to defend their serve on their home field. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's 2-2 to Norred. The pitch. Another foul. So a good at bat here. A senior battling a freshman. Tyler West showing remarkable poise for as young as he is. But again, you can just tell by the way that he repeats the same motion, the same posture on every pitch. He's been pitching a while, even though he's a freshman. The 2-2. Swung on. There's a shot into the outfield. Rounding third. Here comes a throw to the plate. That is cut off. 2 more runs are in. It's 14-6, Bobcats.
Now batting number 3, K. Dito.
So Norwood with 2 RBIs. And here's Dito now. So now Sumrall put up 2 in this inning. So again, it looks like the first and the fifth were the only. Oak Grove still, they have 1 out now with a runner on third. The tying run is on third. It's 6-5. Oak Grove trying to come back and beat Brandon in the last inning. There's a strike to Dito. "14 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors for Sumrall. That is a wild-looking line score. There's a strike. Dito behind in the count now, 0-2. All kinds of room in right center for Dito, who already tonight has been on twice and has scored twice. The 0-2. That just missed. 1-2 now. I think Dito thought that West was going to try to make him go fishing. So far it's been a good night for Lamar County with Purvis winning. Sumrall in control here now. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Breaking ball, and Dito is out on strikes. 2 away. And here's Ty Little. So if Oak Grove could come back, 2 outs now, with a tying run at third for Oak Grove. And again, I know the Bobcats have some hits off of Young West here. There's a ground ball to second, gobbled up, throws to first, and it's a bad throw. It gets away. Runners will go to second and third. Another error tonight. Oh, my. That should have been the end of the inning. So runners at second and third now. And West, the pitcher who should have been out of it, has to now pitch to Odom. Odom ahead in the count here, so 2 outs. Runners will be moving on contact. Norwood at third. Little at second. West comes set and delivers. That bounces to the screen. Here comes Norwood to the plate. And it's 15-6. Oak Grove has tied Brandon in the bottom of the 7th. They've scored 4 in the 7th to tie it. 2 away and a runner on first. So Oak Grove and Brandon having a heck of a game. The pitch to Odom. There's a strike. 2-1 now to Levi. Should he reach, then Walker Long would get to bat again. Walker Long has really been impressive. The 2-1. Swung on, high drive ball to right center field. That ball is well hit, but being tracked and caught in right field for the final out. So the Bobcats come up with 3 more runs on 1 hit. There was an error and a man left. So we go to the last chance 7th. For the Bulldogs, it's the Bobcats 15, the Bulldogs 6. You're watching the high school baseball playoffs on the NFHS network, powered by Dandy Dan's. Other scores brought to you by Java Mo's. Southern Miss has pulled out a 10-inning win tonight over Middle Tennessee, 2-1. The Eagles beat the Blue Raiders 2-1 in 10 innings at Pete Taylor Park. Brandon and Oak Grove have gone to the 8th inning, tied at 6.
Number 26, Tristan Vicker.
So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Levi Odom's first pitch is off the mark. Tristan Vickers, the senior in there, takes a strike. Vickers hitting in Manny Seymour's spot when Odom working quickly. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled out of play. 1-2 the count to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. Again, Odom working from the full windup and working quickly. The 1-2 pitch. Just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on. Here's a chopper toward first. Scooped up and flipped to Odom covering the bag. Norred makes the play, so it's Vickers is out on a 3-1 put out. Again, you like this, little leaguers too, pitchers, make sure you're doing what you can to help out those infielders over there. The ball's hit to the first baseman. They have to be able to field it and make sure somebody's covering the bag. Here's Noah Nicholson. As Marshall Phillips holds the ball for Odom. Nicholson is an 0-for-2 night with a walk. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Odom. Swung on. There's a shot into the right field corner. That ball is down. That's got at least 2 written on it. Rounding second, and he will hold at second base. But a nice shot double into the corner by Noah Nicholson.
Bringing up number 24, Carson Robb.
So Carson Robb comes up now with a runner at second and 1 away. Stone County was on the verge of finishing off Poplarville, which had put the Hornets out of the playoffs. 3-0 now. Stone County leading Poplarville. If Poplarville loses, then the Hornets are done for the year. First pitch to Robb is low, ball 1. Odom tried to deliver the 12-6 bender there. Again, tonight it's been 2 pitchers. It's been Norred and Odom. And if a game 3 would have been necessary, and of course anything's still possible here, that was inside 2-0, they'd still have Andrew Knight to go, and they'd still have Morales they could use, and they could use Gore. And I mean, the list they could use Phillips. They could use Rayner. The 2-0 pitch from Odom swung on. This is a moonshot in the infield. Norred and Odom. Odom tracking it and makes the catch as he falls backwards. Now, normally, I know coaches don't ever like the pitchers
Number 16, Preston Robbins,
making that catch, the first baseman, but Odom made it. So 2 away, and the Bobcats are an out away for moving on to the next round. And it'll be up to Preston Robbins for the Bulldogs to keep it going here. Runner on second base with 2 outs. First pitch is fouled into the net right behind home plate. Beautiful field here at Vancleave. The outfield grass not a hair out of place. Odom with the 0-1. Swung on. Here's a high fly ball to right field, but Cade Dito is waiting on it. He is there. He makes the catch. That's the ball game. Wait a minute. The home plate umpire. Was there timeout on the play? Apparently there was timeout called on the play. The home plate umpire, immediately after the ball was hit, raised his hands. So I guess that's not the third out. Oh and 1. 0-1 the count. So now play is in. But a runner at third. Thought the runner was at second. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Fly ball, drive toward left. That ball is down. Rounding first on his way to second is Robbins. A run is in, and it's 15-7. So Robbins with a 2-out double.
Carpenter.
And here's Cade Carpenter. And if Sumrall wins this series, which the Bobcats clearly in the driver's seat here, one of the things they could look back on is that they held Cade Carpenter in check. Cade Carpenter's a tremendous hitter, and he just has been pretty quiet. He had 1 single last night, but today he's 0 for 4. And last night he was 1 for 4. Breaking ball missed inside, ball 1. Levi Odom trying to get the win here in this game, the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball missed again, 2-0. Again, if the other games involving high school playoff teams from around our area finish before this is over, we'll certainly let you know. We can tell you that Purvis has won tonight. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and tried to jam him inside, and he fouled it off the fist into the screen.
Immediately following the game, please turn your bells back into the concession stand.
2-1. The count. The runner at second, and that's Robbins, who had a 2-out double and an RBI. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That one is lifted foul and out of play over by the field house. It hits the top of the field house and rolls off the other side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brandon and Oak Grove are in extra innings. Southern Miss has won. They had to go extra innings to beat the Blue Raiders, but did it 2-1. Levi Odom. And now time at the plate. Ryan Little handling the catching duties tonight. He and Ethan Altman have been sharing those duties. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Odom. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that is the ball game. The Sumrall Bobcats, by virtue of a 15-7 win tonight over Vancleave, move on to the next round of the playoffs against either North Pike or Newton County. And again, North Pike won game 1 of that series. Don't know how game 2 is turning out tonight. So the Bobcats roll on with a 15-7 win tonight and win this best-of-7 game series, 2-0. Thank you to all of our sponsors who make it possible. Thank you for those of you that have had some troubles with the NFHS feed. We appreciate your patience and understanding. The Bobcats move on, and we hope that you'll move on with us. For executive producer and engineer Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks for joining us. Good night from Vancleave, where the Bobcats are on to the next round of the playoffs. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's.